Hello guys, welcome. So my name is Katarina, if you don't know me yet. I'm a garden designer and I have the Garden Design Tools platform that you have online courses and we have a YouTube channel. So this is only my second live stream and it's very nerve-wracking. So I'm trying to get my nerves, But yeah, so this live stream is to celebrate reaching 1,000 subscribers in the YouTube channel. So I was really, really happy about that. And I wanted to do a Lumion versus Twinmotion kind of video, okay? So basically I'm going to go through the things I love, okay, in Twinmotion and in Lumion, and things I would like to see improved. And after I'll go a bit to the pricing and the system requirements, okay? And I'm going to answer some questions that were put to me in the YouTube comments and in the Instagram channel as well, okay? So let's go to Twinmotion first. Sometimes you're gonna see things like this right now, so bear with me, okay? Things I really love in Twinmotion. Of course, you're gonna say the price first, but we go to that in the end a little bit. The way you can import things in Twinmotion. I really love that you can, if you don't know, okay, you have a few different ways to import things in Twinmotion, but basically, the two things you can collapse the model by material, that you can do that in Lumion, is like you import in Lumion. So basically every surface with the same material, once you change in one place, is going to change all the surfaces that have that exact material. In Twinmotion you can import as keeping hierarchy. What that does is, if you have your SketchUp model organized, okay, like you have a door that's a door in SketchUp, okay, you can keep that hierarchy inside Twinmotion, which makes it really easy because you can get together that door, for example, that part of your model, and make it open or slide. You can add characteristics to that specific part of your model because you kept the organization that you had inside SketchUp. So this is something I really, really like to see in Twinmotion. And versus Lumion, you don't have that in Lumion, okay? So this is something really, really cool. I'm just going to show you, okay, once a model importing inside Twinmotion. The next thing I love about the program, okay, so this is just the outline of the model, is the organization, okay. In here, as you can see, you just have the model in blank, okay, but the outliner, this column here on the right, okay, I'm not going to work on the model because I was so scared. Twinmotion keeps crashing lately, so I was really scared I was not going to work. I'll show you some final endings in the end, but I'm not going to work on the model live because I was scared that the program is going to crash on me. But basically, the more complex you get this column on the right that you can show and hide fairly easy, okay? And it's an amazing way to really organize your product, your work, okay? Because if you start importing a lot of heavy models, high polygon, vegetation, etc., you really want to organize in a way that you can actually hide it when you not need it or you don't need to work on it, okay? And that's a really, really, really good way to do it, okay? Another thing I really like is the growth settings. So if you don't know, Twinmotion has this amazing thing that for the vegetation that you have here inside their library, okay, straight away you can see 3 growth sizes of the vegetation, okay? So I'm just going to show you an orange. Let me just go here. And there's something really, really cool that you have inside I'm just going to put quality a little bit up. Let's just go. I was so scared that's going to crash that I put even in Lumion, really low resolution in the program. But what you have here, you have the size, the growth, the maturity of the vegetation. You can show that in Twinmotion. And it's an amazing thing because you can actually, once you have you can imagine all your project, all your garden done in Twinmotion, you can do an animation from the beginning of the planting to the end of the maturity of all the vegetation. And that's an amazing thing that you can do to show your client how things are going to change. And it's fairly accurate, okay? They don't just grow bigger or taller, okay? It's fairly accurate. And with the passing of the seasons, so the flowering, the fruit, etc. Okay, so that's something really, really cool inside Twinmotion that I really love. My fourth and final thing in Twinmotion that I think really sets apart is the presentation mode. So I've done a video about that, and I'm going to add in the link in the description of this video after, okay, to show you. But basically, you can customize a presentation mode, adding not only the project, okay, you can add 360 panorama images, and you can add animations and still renderings and comments to share a folder with your client. So it's a standalone that he can actually open in his desktop, okay, in his Mac, whatever, not mobile or iPad, okay, just, you know, it needs to be a laptop or desktop. But yeah, but you can present your work and he can show straight away. You can show him around the garden, or he can, you know, actively go by himself and see, and you can add comments to things, okay? So presenter mode is an amazing tool. I really love it. I think it's an amazing way, an amazing tool to present your project to your client. And in this version, they have the phasing, and this is more to show the different phases of construction. So if you're working in big construction size, this is a really interesting tool as well. So let's go to Lumion now. Hopefully you're seeing all this okay. So things I love about Lumion. So this is in low res, okay? Don't worry, this is not the image. I just don't want to risk having a full model here with vegetation, you know, because I'm sure something will go wrong. Things I love in Lumion, okay, their vegetation library, okay? It's amazing. Okay, you don't have that growth setting, which I would love to see it, okay? You don't have that, but you have an amazing of really high quality library in terms of vegetation, okay? Grasses, and they keep adding more. So, you know, this is really set. This and the editor inside Lumion really sets it apart. Of course, some plants, especially flowers, need a bit of updating. You have things like this, okay, which is, you know, I don't use this, but, you know, it really needs updating in terms of models. But you like this is terrible. But, you know, you have a lot of plants, a lot of vegetation you can work on, okay? And this is something I really like inside Lumion, their vegetation, and you have the fine detail nature. Hopefully in the new version in Lumion 11 they're going to add more, but, you know, I love the planting they have here is so high quality. The thing is, you need to use it as and add them in a different layer, because you're going to want to hide that layer when you work in other parts of your model, because they are making the workflow really slow in your computer, okay? So that's something to be careful about. Other things I love in Lumion, okay? One of the things I use the most is the 3D materials, okay? Lumion has something that I'm going to show you. You have fur if you're working inside, if you're working with materials like carpets and things like this, you can add 3D material to that as well. But you have things like leaves and the 3D grass, okay? So that's, and you have amazing quality grass, and you have a lot of settings, even the curl of the blades of grass, you have settings like that in Lumion, okay? So it's amazing detail, okay? And you have the leaves, you have 9 leaves. You can't, was one of the questions that comes up later on. You can't change color, you can change size, and you can change the spread of the leaf, okay? But you can't really change color, you know? You have these 9 types, and that's what you get, okay? I think, just a personal opinion, when you're working in 3D, when you're working on renderings, you don't need to be really specific and really try to show that exact plant that you're going to eventually suggest in your planting plan, but you need to be, you know, you want to give a sense of how it will look, the garden, in terms of textures, in terms of structure, size, etc. But you don't need to be really that, okay? So I know that sometimes I would love to But you know, don't get so boggled down to get that really exact plant. You know, I think it's much more important to work on the whole ambience of the garden, being close after what you're going to suggest in terms of planting. Okay, so 3D materials, it's an amazing thing in Lumion. I think it was Lumion 9 they start adding, or 9.5. Hopefully more things come up in the next one. Okay, next, the editor in Lumion, it's amazing. So basically, and this is one of the things that I'm going to talk about next in Twinmotion, what's really lacking, you have like a full editor inside Lumion. So you have that Lumion with that effects for that materials, and you can add more stuff, and you can add other models, you know, and other things for, you know, in terms of furniture. But after, what you've got here is a full editor inside Lumion. So you don't need any other extra program, not like Twinmotion that you're going to need a little bit of Photoshop or another editor after. In Lumion, you have loads of effects that you can add to your images. Okay, and the ones that they are not for photo, they are for animation. Okay, but you have loads of things, and my favorite ones, to be honest, fairly easy, is to go to the custom styles and realistic, and this is something I do straight away. You can see the color, you can see the light changing, and this is in low res. Okay, but straight away, and after with real skies effects, this changes very quickly all your the way your model looks. Okay, because straight away it has all the settings done for you. Sorry. Because I was training for the video, I'm getting without voice. But you know, it's amazing what you can do, you know, and you have a full editor, you have loads of effects that you can apply to your you can apply logos, and we can play around with reflections. But for me, anything that got to do with lighting and the sharpening of the image, okay, that's for me the big plus in Lumion. Okay, I like to use the color correction just for that sharpness and a little bit less saturation as well. But as you can see, you have amazing. There is other effects like watercolor, and you know, I think this is, I don't know why you use this in Lumion, but you have them. But you have loads of effects, and this is really a thing that's lacking inside Twinmotion that you don't have. Okay. And yeah, and the final rendering images. Okay, I think if I'm just talking about without any post-production work, there is not a Twinmotion is not even close to the final image that you can get right now in the present with Lumion. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you quickly. I want this one. Let me just show you. Sorry about this, it looks a mess. But as you can see, here is Twinmotion on the right, okay? And here is Lumion, okay? I just want to, and none of them have post-production. This out of the program like this. You know, with a little bit of post-production, you can really sharpen the Twinmotion image. Of course, you can work on it. But the thing is, Twinmotion always have this haze, and it's not sharp enough, the image. Okay, do you see what I mean? You have this light, this haze thing going on, and I'm not sure how. Hopefully they will improve in the future. But right now, in terms of final rendering, Lumion is definitely better. Okay. Let's go through the things I would like to see more or improved in each program. Let's go back to Twinmotion right now. So more vegetation. Okay. So right now I have in Twinmotion that growth setting, and I have, you know, a nice collection of trees. Not enough, it's never going to be enough, of course. But, you know, in terms of bushes and plants is really lacking. Okay. And I would love to have that, you know, with the growth setting or not. Some of them, they don't have the growth setting, but I would love to have that. Okay, in here you don't see the growth setting, you just see the size. Okay, and this is not the same the growth. It doesn't show you the seasonality, or it doesn't show the actual plant growing, okay, just in terms of sizing. So yeah, but it's really lacking. I know they are working with the XFrog. If you don't know them, they are amazing in doing 3D plant models. And I know they're working with them, so hopefully soon we're going to have much more plants. And I think this is one of the things that you can even ask for particular collections, ask an extra premium for that, okay? Because I think if you're a garden designer and you really want specific collection of plants, it's going to be a good investment for you to just purchase them, okay? Because I think you really need more plants than this right now, okay? So plants, the number of plants in the library, I think, is something that they really need straight away to improve on. A comprehensive editor. I would love to have more effects for the images. Right now, you do an image, okay, this is it, and you go more, okay. A good trick to straight away, but this is for any other program. The best images, they are normally sunrise or sunset, or the golden hour, just a little bit before the sunset. So if you really want to really improve, that's a little trick you can do. I like to add some clouds just to get a bit of texture in the sky as well. And yeah, but you can play around with the time of the day. But that's the only thing. Straight away you start improving the lighting quality in Twinmotion, okay? So this is something definitely do, especially in Twinmotion, you know, because the final quality of the image is still not there for me. But if you're working a little bit more towards the end of the day, getting that bit of sun from the side, I think, you know, you get there, okay? It just takes a little bit more work and after a little bit of post-production. But right now you don't have almost any. Okay, you can play with the lighting, okay, but it's still missing a lot of tricks that you could add here. Just play with the field here as well if you want, you know, you can add. But anyway, you see what I mean. The final quality is still not there for me, okay? That's what I'm trying to get. I'm gonna lose myself playing here around. But yeah, Twinmotion editor, it really needs a better system, I think, and more effects, more things we can add, and sharpen images, etc. Okay. The next thing, it's transparency. I would love to have a transparency material, play with transparency. We have translucent so far, we have glass, but I would love to be able to add materials like fabrics, like curtains and things like this, that I can actually see transparency, okay? This is something I would love. And my final improvement in Twinmotion will be the skies. I would love to have amazing real skies coming up in Twinmotion. I did a video that you can actually change for the HDR sky in Twinmotion. I did a video about it, but what you actually do is actually imagine that you have this model here of a house that I'm going to have a garden or something like this. Basically, what that does is it creates a dome around that you're going to project the texture of HDR sky on it, okay? And after you tweak a little bit, you make the size bigger and you tweak the clouds to make sure when you're doing your renderings, you have a nice sky behind it. But it's not the same thing. I would love to have this native in the program, not just, you know, in the weather thing, but actually different HDR skies in Twinmotion. And I think that will improve the lighting a lot as well, okay, of the final images. I think that will be really important. So that's it, my improvements for Twinmotion. For Lumion, the importing possibilities, I would love to have a bit more of importing by keeping the hierarchy from your SketchUp model into Lumion. I think that will help a lot to play around with parts. Having a little bit like you have the outliner, the organization capability. That's my second thing, organization inside Lumion. I would love to have that outliner thing or cinegraph like you have in Twinmotion inside Lumion. I think will help a lot to just organize your project better, okay? Because sometimes things start getting really complex. If you have bigger projects, it will be amazing to have that. You have the layers, you can add them by layers. I think you can add 10 layers or more. But it will just, to visually as well, I think it will help to have that organized there on the side. I would love to see that. I don't know if it's possible or not. Update the vegetation library. I would love to see that. There is some plants that really need the updating. You have some plants. Let me just show you here one for you to see what I'm talking about. This was some of the first plants. So, I don't use them. Look, I'm just going to show you this one. You can see here is like 4 images. It's like 2 images crossing together, okay? And it works fine if you're doing a rendering like this, but this, come on, you can't have this. This is crazy. We need better vegetation than this, okay? Now compare this. I'm just going to add you a fine detail vegetation for you to see the difference. Okay, so this is more the quality you want, not that one, okay? So yeah, more amazing quality like this one here. Okay, it's amazing. Not so much these other ones need improving. Come on. But yeah, this is the vegetation library. I would love to see it improved. Another thing I really would love to see is the water. We have some, I think is in here in the facts. Yeah, I think it needs a bit of work, this water in the water features. Okay, it's okay. I don't love it. Normally, I've tried to play around with just the water material and adding water, but I think it needs some improving. Some water features really need improving, okay? But yeah, that's my things for Lumion. The big thing for me would be the organization and the keep hierarchy, because right now, for example, while in Twinmotion, it's fairly easy for me to be able to slide and open doors or rotate them, and it looks amazing for sliding a gate. I did a video about that as well, that I can add in the description below the link. I would love to have a sliding gate in an animation, and in Twinmotion is much easier because I can keep the hierarchy of my model. It's much easier to do than in Lumion. Right now in Lumion, I will need to, from my original model, take the gate out, and I will need to import the gate separately as another model, as another piece of 3D that I will import inside Lumion, and place them in the exact place I want, and then I can play around, but in the editor mode, okay? So that keep hierarchy, it will influence a lot of things you can do in terms of movement inside Lumion as well, and that will be something really cool. So that's it, guys. I'm just going to talk a little bit now about system requirements. So I'm not gonna, because I'm no expert in PCs or things like this. I don't want to be too much to talk a little bit too much about this, because it's boring stuff anyway. And you can see after. You can see in the description of this video. But basically, Lumion officially only works on PC. Twinmotion, you can work on PC or Macs. In my opinion, if you're really serious, I know that if you come from a design background, a lot of you already invest in Macs. But if you're really serious about renderings, I will definitely invest in PC. Okay. I would have invest in Windows machines, or being laptops, PC, desktop, whatever. I think it definitely works better for certain programs. Lumion officially only works on PCs. Twinmotion, you can work on both. Unofficially, I know that you can work Lumion on Macs, but I think it's a bit cumbersome. And I can't really give suggestions in that because I don't have any Macs. But I know that you have ways to do it. Anyway, you have quite a bit. The important thing here is that the graphic cards need to be good. You need to have good memory, CPU marks. You have these requirements of marks. So I'm going to add a link in the system requirements for each program. You're going to have a link for a website that basically, if you're thinking about investing in a PC, check out their graphic cards. And in that website, you can check out the score of that graphic card, okay? And Lumion and Twinmotion have, for the minimum requirements, they have you need to have a certain score or over, okay? So it's going to be easier because this website has all the graphic cards on the market and it's pretty cool. You can check it out for that specific PC or laptop, whatever machine you're thinking in investing, if it's enough in terms of score, okay? So I'll add it in the description of this video. But for my personal experience, you basically around 1,700, 2,000 being a laptop or a desktop, and you have the minimum to work with these programs, okay? I purchased not so long ago a MSI Stealth i7, and it works fine, and it was 1,700 already with tax. So, and if it's plugged in, everything is cool, and I can really work with Lumion, no problem, or Twinmotion, okay? The problem starts in these programs, and you start seeing what type of machine you have, is when not only, it's not just about adding, being working on a program, it's how much things you import inside your model, okay? So if you start adding a lot of high polygon vegetation, like you need for if you work in Twinmotion, because you don't have a lot of vegetation, if you start importing a lot of high quality vegetation, the workflow really slows down, okay? And it's in terms of processing, it really shows, okay? So that's a big problem. That's why it's really important to get straight away that types of vegetation in groups, so you can hide them when you're working in other stuff in your project, okay? So have that in consideration. I think, after the program you're going to choose, definitely invest in the machine, okay? And invest in something that you can improve if you don't have enough money right now. You can definitely do a desktop PC for 1,800, something like this, that it can be easily improved up in a year or more, okay, once you get more money. So yeah, that's I think my main suggestions in terms of desktop or laptop requirements. I really suggest that you check out first, and really invest a little bit if you have the possibilities, okay? Now let's talk about the program's prices, okay? So in Twinmotion, the one on the left, Twinmotion right now, it's €412 plus VAT for the full license once payment, okay? And of course, Lumion is 3,000 plus VAT. Okay, so it's a big difference. People always say, oh, but which one is better? Which one? It's, straight away for final renderings, you can see which one is better. Okay, Lumion is definitely better. Right now, Lumion is definitely better. But it really depends on what you need the program for. For example, if you're just a garden designer on your own, if you're normally working in SketchUp doing some 3D basic, I'm not saying they are bad, but a more basic kind of rendering, Twinmotion is going to be amazing for you, because you can work with that vegetation. You can leave the vegetation already on that you're working inside SketchUp, but put it into Twinmotion, work a little bit the textures, and it's definitely it's going to be an improvement. Just the water, the glass materials is going to create amazing 3D renderings with a lot of potential, okay? and a lot of potential to grow because they're going to keep improving this program. Okay, I'm going to share you the roadmap in a little bit. I'll share with you guys for you guys to check it out to see what you think. But yeah, I would definitely suggest, and if money is an issue, I would definitely suggest Twinmotion because Lumion is amazing. I'm a big fan, but every year is €1,000 for the update. Okay, so it's not only just the 3,000, you know, and if you're a fan like I am, you want to keep the updates as well. So it works after almost like a subscription program, okay, like SketchUp is doing it right now. That's 3,300, sorry, every year. So you know, you have that. You know, I'm not. I'm actually a fan of the subscription method, just because it keeps the companies motivated to having to improve the programs. Okay, a once payment kind of method business plan. Some of the smaller software companies, they're not going to have such a big motivation to keep improving every year. Lumion have that because they're just coming out. I already ordered my upgrade. Lumion 11 is coming up this month, and I'm looking forward to it. So, and they have to really show big improvements because, you know, every year you're paying $1,000. So you really need to show what your money's worth. Okay, so the business behind it, in terms of business plan, I think is much more motivated for the company, and for you as well. You're gonna always have a much better program. Okay, so I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, so I like the subscription methods for the programs. Of course, it's a lot of money, yes, but if you someone like, for example, I'm myself, I'm a garden designer. I have my own practice, but I do a lot of visualization, 3D visualization for other companies, other landscapers, other garden designers for their projects. No way I could do that using Lumion. Nobody would pay me for my service like I can sell using Lumion. So it really depends on what you want to do. If you really want, if you're like me and you really want to get in 3D and really, you know, not only for your own projects, but maybe as an extra service that you can sell to other companies, construction companies, other partnerships, Lumion is that program for you, okay? If you work in Lumion or Twinmotion, you can only do that with Lumion right now. No way you can do that with Twinmotion, okay? So, but that's my opinion. And right now, like the programs are. So I'm just going to share with you guys, sorry about this again, the amazing thing that's Twinmotion public roadmap. So I would love to have this for Lumion. So this is basically, I'll add the link in the description below as well, is what's under construction, under consideration, sorry, not under construction. So under consideration, and you can vote and submit your ideas as well. So, and this is amazing stuff. You definitely need to check it out, okay? And this is what I like about Twinmotion, because right now the final renderings are still not up to par with Lumion, but the amazing improvements you've got going on, I will really suggest you keep both programs, to be honest, like I'm doing it, okay? I'm keeping both programs, always having an eye when Twinmotion can actually substitute Lumion, or if it's really gonna get there, you know? So, but this you can have on consideration, in progress. So this is what's really being implemented already. Some of them already are. And integration with Quixel Megascan. So this is pretty cool. And the ones that they were released, okay? So like the rotate, the translator, that's the thing that, you know, if you keep the hierarchy, you can actually slide gates and stuff like this. The water materials, the phasing dock. So you can see it's amazing stuff, what they have going on and the amount of improving they're doing in the program. Lumion, so if you haven't checked out, they did a small trailer. Right now I saw something, the fire is new, and you know, I'm liking that. I think that's an improvement because the fire really lacking right now. I don't see a lot of other stuff, maybe some interior materials, because I always looking more for the outdoors. But right now they don't have more info. I'll definitely do a video again once they have more info of what's coming new. Like I said, I already ordered my upgrade. So I'm looking forward. It's a bit like Christmas when the new version of Lumion is coming out, and I can't wait. Yeah, so this is really interesting for you guys to check it out. The roadmap and the Lumion website, they have a forum with a lot of help and a lot of things that you can check it out as well. But I really like both communities. They really have, you can see when softwares are are really good. When the communities behind it, they are very, very strong as well. So I really like that, and both of them are. So yeah, I really love that. So let's check out, I'm gonna just quickly go through to some questions that they were put to me. Sorry, my voice is going. So I'm not gonna say the names, okay, because some of them are strange names, and I'm not gonna try to say them in live, okay? But yeah, first question was about they wanted to see if in Lumion you can add, you know, that you can add that leaf material to a texture creeping up, if you can add the leaves falling. Sorry. You can't actually add the leaves falling. What you can do is like I did here, just to test it out. You can definitely do much better than what I've done here. So this is my SketchUp model. But you can add a kind of texture with the material of something like this. Do better than this, please. And after, I'm just going to show you how it looks. And after, you can add the 3D leaves. And you have here something, I'm just going to put the resolution a bit higher. Okay, and you can add here the leaves falling. It's not perfect. If you work a little bit more on the texture, on the actual shape, it will be much better, okay? It works better if you do a smaller leaf size, okay? Because a bigger leaf size, it doesn't work so much because it gets them very separate. And just play around with the spread, okay? I'll just show you quickly, more or less the settings, so you can see that shape that I had here. So if you do a very spread, you know, it can be a bit more random, but after you have leaves very separate without any connection, it looks weird. And you can see that bigger leaves doesn't work so much because it's like flying leaves. Okay, so you need smaller leaves, you know, just play around with the spread, a more tight spread. And of course, you have after that 9 leaf types, okay? You can't change the color. That was the second question, if you could change the color of the leaves. No, you can't. You can't change the color of the 3D leaves right now. If you're thinking that you can change the color by adding material separate, and after, what's going to change is the color of that shape, not the leaves, okay? Another question is... yeah, it's talking about Twinmotion file sizes and that keep crashing Twinmotion. Yeah, I've noticed that as well. I'm not sure exactly if it was my PC, because I have low memory right now, and I need to get a little bit more. I need to update my PC, my desktop PC. But yeah, Twinmotion keeps crashing, especially when I'm starting importing a lot of high polygon vegetation on it. So, you know, it might be that I need improving my machine, but you know, I did notice that a bit as well. What it talks more a little bit. Twinmotion more easy and accurate, and Lumion needs heavy spec desktop. They both really need good machines to run, to be honest. Even SketchUp, really. But yeah, I would say that Lumion is a bit more high end especially it depends a lot on the amount, on the size of the projects you're working on. If you're working on urban landscape kind of project, of course Lumion is you're gonna require really a lot from your machine. If it's something smaller size, a 2000 average machine, euros is good enough. But yeah, and that's all I have to say really in that. Twinmotion more accurate? I don't know if it's more accurate. They're and more easy. They're both fairly easy programs to learn really. The learning curve, that's what's amazing. What I'm looking for as a garden designer or landscaper, what I'm really looking for is how quickly I can do, and with great finishing, okay, great renderings in the end, how quickly I can do my renderings to get my ideas across to my client. Okay, that's all I want. Okay, of course you have Studio Max, amazing softwares, but no way you can do as quick as you do in Lumion or Twinmotion 3D renderings just to show ideas. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for, and both of them, the learning curve is fairly easy. Okay, they are very intuitive kind of softwares. I would say that Twinmotion has a bit more things to explore. Okay, straight away sometimes there is back end things that you can do, that you can explore, but makes it more fun as well. Okay, in my opinion. Yeah, so yeah, so another question was about the Mac, Twinmotion on Mac. Yeah, you can work Twinmotion on Mac. My opinion, again, if you didn't invest in any system yet, if you're just thinking about purchasing, if you're really serious about 3D rendering, I will definitely prefer PC instead of Mac. But that's my opinion. Okay. Yeah, and that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I hope I haven't checked at all the video, if it's live, if it's not, hopefully it is. But check it out. Check out our courses. Okay, all the courses are going to be updated at the end of the year. So Twinmotion 2020 is coming up. I'm gonna do the update of the SketchUp 2020 as well, and of course the Lumion when it's coming up 11, Lumion 11. I'm gonna do an update of the course. So I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Bye bye.